Morning, everybody. This is Dr. Kenton Wakes Up. I'm Dr. Kenton. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024. In the cup today, we've got Melitta European roast. I remembered. With the Signature Select, the Safeway brand powdered creamer. I ran out of liquid creamer. I put that on my list, but I haven't gone to the store yet to address the list, so this is where we are. Today, got out of the shower and noticed that the sink in the bathroom was not draining. So, as soon as I'm done here, just took my shower, as I mentioned, and already identifying something that needs to be cleaned up that's probably going to make me have to take another shower. But it's not one that I'm willing to just let sit until later. I got to take care of it. So anyway, otherwise Tuesday, I'm working from home today. I've got some prep to do for tomorrow's evening class. It's on the introduction to assessment. What is this thing called assessment? I call it. I've got some questions written I'd like my students to answer right out of the gate so that we can start our conversation at a reasonable point that is suitably challenging for everyone in the room, regardless of where they started. So this is my goal. A suitable challenge regardless of where somebody starts. All right, well, otherwise Tuesday is a day that I would tend to go to the grocery store, so I'll do that this afternoon. Finished reading a book and I took it downstairs already. It's called Uncommon by Mark Devine. He's a former Navy SEAL officer, and the book opened my eyes a bit about how a person, the various different ways that a person receives input and processes that input. It includes things that are beyond the active rumination of your brain, which is that substance inside your skull. And apparently your enteric nervous system plays a role, and your heart as I don't know if the heart is just a figurative locus for the intuition, but there's an intuition, there's gut feeling, and then there's cognition. So it's an interesting book. I would recommend you check it out. His premise is to build an uncommon life. You have to master, I think it's 7 mountains. I didn't read the book to memorize his point, but to get some general points, and there's some really good ones in there. You want your physical body to be in good shape. You want your mental body to be in good shape. You want your intuition serving you. You want your spirit, your spirituality to be coming along and doing its thing also, so that you can be a fully rounded and extraordinary person. So I would recommend it. Another book that I'm reading right at this moment is Reconciliation by Thich Nhat Hanh. All these messages are starting to hit me at the same time, with the aspect of trying to understand some of the hesitation that's coming through right now. And I think that according to Thich Nhat Hanh, or at least the message of his book, it's possible that I have neglected the messages that my inner child, inside of each of us, just like this is my metaphor, not his, Thich Nhat Hanh's. Inside each of us, just like a tree, we have, the earliest forms of ourselves are still inside of us. And so when you have a disturbing thought or a notion that you'd rather not deal with, you'd pursue to make it go away. But there's nowhere for it to go. It's not a physical object, so you can't spit it out or whatever. It's still inside you. And you have to deal with it at some point. And it may be painful, it may be hurtful, but sort of in the, at least as far as I'm understanding from the book, you become aware of there's a mental formation that represents this poor outcome or bad feeling or whatever it is, and you want to draw the power away from that formation so that it doesn't disturb you anymore, and the way to do that is to send it some love. So instead of telling those pesky memories of somebody picking on you in your adolescence to go away, perhaps you welcome it and you say, hello, I recognize you from my own past, and I love you because you're part of my development. But this thought is not a part of me, and I would like for it to diminish, recess. And according to Thich Nhat Hanh, these formations can reduce their power enough so that they regress back to a seed that lives inside you always. And that seed only becomes activated under certain circumstances. And as you're able to recognize what those circumstances are, you can deal with the trigger rather better than letting it awaken the seed again. So these are all useful things to try and remember. In addition to the Stoic, I don't remember who it was, it might have been Seneca, who said that anger as we experience it is different than that from animals, in that animals eventually stop being angry when the triggering goes away. And we as humans are the, special ones that keep it going even after the problem is over. And perhaps our memories are not always blessed, not always useful gifts for us. And that we should recognize that those memories are there. They are not physical presences. They are merely formations and manifestations of seeds that were in us. There's nothing we can do to remove the seeds, but what we can do is lead them to regress, as I said, and go back to their seed form rather than their mental formation form. Anyway, that's probably it for today. As you might be able to hear, Winston is trying to get my attention. I don't know why. He always pursues love. Daddy, pet me, he says. And I do most times. But he also has other things going on in his life today, like trying to pester Fiona, the new sister cat who belongs to Topaz, who is Topaz's cat, I should say. And Topaz, for the time being, in this interstitial transition period of moving into this house rather than the house that they were in before, wants to sort of space out the the dog and cat interactions. And Winston wants those interactions as fast as possible, and Fiona's a little skittish about it. Understandably. Winston is bigger than Fiona, and Fiona, doesn't. Anyway, you understand dogs and cats? All right, that's probably it. Have a great Tuesday. Love you. Bye.